Right, we are here. Oh, look at our poor dirty hands. My goodness. Right. So, Ship Simulator, or Ship Graveyard Simulator 2, it comes out on the 16th, and the developers were kind enough to give me a bit of an early access. Thank you. Ooh, ooh, volume was so loud. We have our first one. Nothing about upgrade. Alright. Here is our truck. So we have played both Next Fest versions of this game, the demo and then the prologue, which I have a feeling the prologue is about what we are going to do right now. Fine. Right. Out. I have to turn my overhead light off. Okay. Warehouse management. A flashlight that I see. Okay, hop up here real quick. Oop, or not. This. So what we learned from last time, 2 ways we can... So before, what I did was I started from the bottom, and if you destroy the bottom, everything falls down. I'm curious if that's the same thing. We'll look forward to when we can grade how much we can hold. Let's see if it stayed true. I did really like Shipyard 1, even with all of its goofiness. I believe this is the second developer that took the idea of the first one and made it their own. So like a lot of the things are different. I do remember from the demos there was some mechanics here that I really liked that I just thought was hilarious. So I am curious to know if I destroy the bottom like I did before, would the whole thing come crumbling down? The only thing is you had to be careful because there was some things if it came crumbling down was destroyed. So if you look to the top left, there's those contracts. They are wanting those items, and this person just wants the raw materials that we're going to gather anyway, but others sometimes want like certain types of furniture or electronics. And from the previous demo or the prologue that I played, doing this method that I like to do, destroyed those items. So, and we will get better at breaking things. You can buy upgrade. I love that it says on the right mouse button to bunk. Yeah. Alright, so we can't bunk yet because we gotta try all of this. B is 5. There we go. I remember now. I guess we really need... There is the day-night cycle, or there was in the prologue. Remember, it got really dark and you can't go to sleep. Night cycle. Yep, the thing's collapsed. You break the bottom structure, at least so far. You break the bottom. And if I remember right, too, he can throw from the strangest distances. The rope will make it easier for you to move around the ship, increase your ability to get to floors. Interesting. What? Love it. The sound is better in 2. In the first one, this grinder, the sound it made went right through my spine. I had such a hard time. I would actually, once we got introduced to dynamite, I would just blow it all up because I could not stand the sound. Oh, it's not all falling down. He's in the wrong profession with that aim. didn't all fall down. There it goes. That was the mechanic I was waiting for. I had said in the prologue demo that if this mechanic had stayed past the prologue, it would be my favorite mechanic, and I would spend so much effort in seeing how I can make the ship collapse from the first floor. It's, you know, a lot of fun to see it collapse. Yeah. Oh, ugh, love it. Love it. Glitching out. It is too heavy. I wonder if there's gonna be weather. Oh, that'd be so miserable. Trying to tear apart this ship and have weather. In the first one, you had NPCs that you had to drive around in town. There's like 3 or 4, maybe 6 NPCs that you would. If I remember right, there was also levels for them. As you leveled up, you got to interact with more NPCs, or maybe it was reputation. I can't remember. But anyway, you would drive around town every morning, pick up the contracts, go to the ship, gather the materials that they wanted in their contracts, and then you would drive back around and go get them. And in fact, the contracts was where the money was. And so I find it kind of interesting that it's not, now we don't drive around, the contracts come in, and we go to the computer and deliver them. So we must have some kind of couriers. The other thing I'm curious about in this game that had made me crazy in the first one was that by the time I stopped playing, I don't think I made it through all the ships. I think I kind of grew bored because it was just so repetitive. But also this other fact that I said that drives me crazy was by towards the end of my gameplay, I think we were like a billionaire. And we still lived in this tiny shack, and everything was rusted and yucky. Like, you couldn't put forth any effort into improving the town around you. Everybody was living in hovels, and I was like, what am I doing with $1 billion if I cannot change the quality of life? And I don't know, it was kind of a bit of immersion breaking for me. I am curious if down the road we are able to do that with this game. I do know that the day-night cycle will probably make me crazy in this one. I remember in the prologue I was getting really annoyed because it got really dark. I guess I haven't checked our place. We might have a bed, I guess. And yes, we are able to expand how much we can carry. There's a bunch of upgrades you can buy. Tool upgrades too. They work faster in a bigger area. Bit of a weirdness with the box appearing and disappearing. It does tell you on the bottom left there how much you can carry. There is a warehouse where you can drop your items off as well. I don't remember how exactly it works, but there is like a mini game at the very end too, and we're recycling it for money. There's a bit of a fun little we don't heavy. Hope the floor's not tight. Remember right, if I can see the bottom pieces, and if I break that, I don't have to saw the little connectors there, but I could be wrong. It's been a while. Yep. While the saw sound isn't as awful as it was in the first one, it is still not my favorite sound. It's actually, in fact, that particular sound in everyday life makes me crazy. Sharpening knives, anything like that. It is, you know, basically what people call nails on a chalkboard. It goes down my spine. It's like kryptonite to me. I cannot. I will ball up and cry just hearing that sound. Oh, I missed. Two. The physics is funny. It'll get worse as we're continuing on, too. Worse in a very funny way. You can either mouse click or you can press E. By the way, you don't... Do the upgrades that we had in the prologue. I had kind of hoped that the prologue would carry over, but it makes sense that it didn't because there was quite a bit of that was a long time ago. I know later, can't remember if it's the first or second. Well, this would be the first, second or third ship that we get when we start to upgrade. I'm going to get a little too quick in the throwing. I just know myself, and we're gonna miss the truck a lot because I'm gonna start to trust the fact that he can throw through walls a little bit too much. I just quickly checked the settings to see if you can toggle day-night. You can. Again, makes sense. I really, really hope this guy's got his tetanus shot too, by the way. do sort of miss the vacuum cleaner of the first one. You would hold the mouse button, or I think I can't remember if you hold the mouse button or E. Just held it, and instead of individually picking up every item, it was kind of like you hoovered it into your inventory. It was funny and not very realistic, I guess, compared to this picking it up. But it was just a stupid mechanic that was kind of time-saving. And actually, even the best part is I couldn't read, and I didn't realize that you held the button down and you would hoover the things. I was picking them up individually. And people in the comments were very kind to tell me that hold it down. That is it. Don't think we can destroy that outer part. Can't remember if there used to be a thing. This. Can't remember. There was this mechanic that told you how much of the ship was left. Not seeing it anywhere. Actually, if I remember right. No check. There used to be, I think we had like special sight, maybe? Oh. Okay, that's the wiki. Got it. Alright, I feel like we're at a good spot. Change camera angle. Yeah. Can't remember, but in the demo I felt like there was a fence or something that you had to drive through. Can't sleep. $10. Oh, look at our guy. My friend, I see you got your first, let's call it, ship. From here I can see you may got something I like. Bring me those items and I'll give you a little welcome gift. In the store, you can sell pieces that have already been sorted from the ship to enable you to purchase larger ships. Upgrade your fleet.
Namaste, my friend.
Shop.
हेलो, क्या आप टूल्स खरीदना चाहते हैं?
We'll see. Here.
नमस्ते।
Got the upgrades. That is definitely different from the first one too. You just needed money to buy tool upgrades or better tools. There was no like actual upgrading. Okay, this was the mini game. Now that we did that, I think we can upgrade shops.
शुभ प्रभात, my friend.
Thank you, dude. Here and
हेलो, आप क्या चाहते हैं, my friend?
this. Really cheap. Care about the rope at the moment. Might down the road, but
नमस्ते।
okay. Porch. Joseph. Axe.
योलो, आपको क्या चाहिए?
Oh. It takes care of the beginner. I just want to run down there. I think I just want to run down there. Very small part of the old ship. No one even looks at it, so you can have it for free to Brett. The Mad Sea, small unknown ship. Difficulty not so bad. He was really mad. You can tell by the fact it only left some scraps. Buy it. The other thing I miss from the first one is when you bought a new ship, it actually did show you an animation of the ship coming in. I'll probably stop here for this episode, but I will show you. I'll be back for the next one. Thank you guys for keeping me company. I look forward to going through them. I'm not mad about anything in the game other than the day-night cycle being so dark, but not a